Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth.
I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the
head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice even now are moving in the might of your strength. Not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart. And God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread. Healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory, we give you peace, we give you honor, we give you blessing, we give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you, the fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name, ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty. It's yours. I decree it and I speak it In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes, You O Cubed. What does O Cubed stand for? One-on-one. It's just me and you. I am the spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and I'm so glad that you joined me on this fine day. Children, it's Tuesday. Can you believe it? It is Tuesday, November the 7th in the year 2023. And it's another day's journey. And I'm glad about it. Now listen, I am so happy to be here. Please believe me when I tell you, I'm so happy to be here. Y'all in trouble today. I woke up speaking in tongues. I kid you not. I had a dream. Honey, I was like Martin Luther King this morning. I had a dream and I woke up speaking in tongues. And y'all might as well get ready because I don't know what y'all gonna get today. Ain't no telling what you gonna get today. But I feel good. Listen, this is better than James Brown. Like I knew that I would. I feel so good. So good. Woo, don't mess with me. I feel something all down in my shando. I really do. I'm not playing. Now listen, it's another day's journey and I'm glad about it. It's good to see all of you all this morning. I am so excited about what God is doing. I'm excited about what God is doing in your lives. I'm excited about what God is doing in my life. I'm excited what God is getting ready to do in the land. Whether you realize it or not, there's a shift going on even on this November the 7th. Yes, this is the day of perfection. 7 being that number of perfection. God is doing some great things, y'all. And y'all just might as well get ready. I want to go ahead and get those that came in the VIP section this morning. I appreciate you all. Now listen, I had my sis, the evangelist. Listen, we are excited, Kai Chick. We are excited. Please believe it. I can't even describe how excited I am. I want to appreciate Kai Chick. She came in this morning and she was bringing the love, joy, peace, soul, and happiness. She wasn't in the top 3, but she was number 4. That's my evangelist. She came in saying, good morning. May your day be as special as you are. And we send that same blessing right back to you, Kai Chick. That's my girl. I love me some her. Now, the third person to make it into the Lion's Den this morning was none other than Truck Driver. That's my Mufasa. Come on in here, Truck. You did that. He said, good morning to all the lions. Everybody have a blessed day. And it is a blessed day without a shadow of a doubt. On this 7th day, I'm going to keep talking about this 7th day of November. Oh my God, today, honey, there's something going on in the atmosphere. Now, the second person to make it into the Lion's Den this morning, Cassandra Isaiah, otherwise known as Sassy Cassie. Come on in here, girl. You did that. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's good to see you in the room. That's my sister, Oklahoma, where the wind comes streaming down the main. That's my sister, my friend, my Sassy Cassie, slide and glide, gotta ride. I love you, girl. I absolutely positively do. But the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair is none other than, okay, let me take Cassandra down, is KK79, otherwise known as KK Michelle. You are the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. Get your lips, hips, and fingertips in that throne, sis. You did it, you did it, you did it. Yes, you did, yes, you did. You are the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. That's my beautiful soul. I love me some you. Making sure there's, come on, hey, it. I love it. I love it. Making sure there's plenty of love, joy, peace, soul, and happiness in the Lion's Den. And congratulations to you, KK Michelle. I appreciate you. Now listen. This is where I go, and y'all know how I do it. Come on, get that mod love out. Get that mod love out. Get that mod love out, because I got the best mods in the world. Please believe it. They are a blessing to my life. And we're going to start with that first one. You all know who she is. Shelly Thunder. Yes, Shelly Thunder. You said you didn't win. Come on now. Wait. Did I miss one? Let me see. On today, Sassy Cassie. I got y'all. Do I have y'all tripped up? What day? This is the 7th. Oh Lord, y'all know I need some help. Sassy Cassie is a come on here. But listen, my girl is honest. But Sassy Cassie, get your lips, tips, and fingertips in the chair.
I can't hear you.
Get your lips, tips, and fingertips in the chair.
I can't hear you.
Sassy Cassie, you did that. Come through. You are the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair. Oh Lord, help me. Help me with it. Help me, Lord. Help me with it. Woo! Child, the motherboard can't read this morning. Woo! Thank you for that. And Sassy Cassie, no ill will intended. You already know. Spiritual thought leader. I told y'all I'm on one this morning. I'm on one. And congratulations once more and again, Sassy Cassie. You are the winner. Now let me redeem myself for a second. I actually was looking at the wrong day. I went back and I saw November the 5th, because even when we're not in here, KK Michelle comes in and blesses everybody. So she gave you the right order. Number 3 was Kai Chick. Number 2 was Truck Driver. The winner was Sassy Cassie. That's how beautiful my beautiful soul is. She said, I'm not even going to take the props. I'm not even going to take the accolades, because I wasn't the one that was in there first. I just love you, KK. I love you. And thank you for helping. Now she did get in there. She was number 4 in the room, but I read that backwards because I was on the 5th of November. But nonetheless, thank you for that. And I love y'all. I really, really do. Even in my faux pas and my flaws, y'all just keep on loving me anyhow. That's the way we do it, because we make sure there's plenty of love, joy, peace, soul, and happiness in the Lion's Den. Love covers a multitude of faults. It really, really does, even when it's STL making them. Now, I'm going to go back again, because I want to get this mod love in. BTD Mom, I saw your mod love up there. And yes, Shelly Thunder. She'll pray the prayer of faith. She will give you a scripture to make it well, and she will block your tail. She will do it. And I want to say good morning to you and thank you to Shelly Thunder. Then we got the leader of the pack, my ace boom coon, my day one. Yes, the Rebel Inc. And the Rebel Inc. is a streamer, y'all. If you're not following the Rebel Inc., quit your ways. Just quit them. Because listen, she got a whole vibe and a whole blessing going on over there in Rebel's house. Then last but certainly not least, we come to the Quiet Storm. Yes, Michelle Brownell is the Quiet Storm. And you know what? She's also my angel. because she changes the atmosphere just by being in it. These three beautiful ladies, these three beautiful souls, these three beautiful blessings, they are my blessed Trinity. And Michelle, you came in right on cue, didn't you? You came right on in on cue this morning, and I appreciate you. Now, my mother said, get your coffee cups out, because listen, when you walk in the room, speak to somebody, I want to come around, I want to say good morning to you. KK Michelle, good morning to you, and let's go Lions. Oh, that's my beautiful soul right there. Joanna G is my beautifully blessed sister. I appreciate you, sis. Nothing but mad love coming to you. The Rebel Inc., who is a streamer. I call her the Galactic Supervisor. Not the district supervisor, not the state supervisor, not the national supervisor. She's the galactic supervisor. I appreciate you, and she is a streamer. If you're not following the Rebel Inc., quit your eyes. Just quit them. She's going to bless your whole life. I promise you she will. Then I got Cassandra Woke 2022, who is the winner. Congratulations, sis. The winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair. Get your lips, hips, and fingertips and come on in, sis. Come on in, because it's a whole blessing in the room this morning. The Queen, Lynette Dickerson. That's my girl all the way from Kansas City. Good morning to you, Queen. Come on in here and let's get some fresh brew going this morning. Then I see A.M. Harvey in YouTube, otherwise known as BTD Mom on Twitch. She's in the room, y'all. She's in the room. That's my biggest big sister, and nothing but mad love to you, A.M. Harvey, BTD Mom. Whatever station you come in from, good morning to you. KK Michelle, otherwise known as KK79. That's my beautiful soul. I love me some you, and good morning to you. ASL Princess is in the room. Peace to the chat. Peace be to you and grand rising. Nothing but mad love to you. Come on in here. Mad love, and it's good to have you in the room this morning. Anna Joe Jones is in the room this morning. Good morning, Anna Joe. It's so much love and blessing coming to you from the Lion's Den. Thank you for being here this morning and sharing your love and your presence with us. Michelle Browno. She's my angel, y'all. She's my angel. Good morning to you. It's good to see you on this fine day. And you up early this morning. You up early this morning. I don't know what's going to happen. You never know. MCP812, my sister, cousin, pastor friend. She's in the room. Good morning to you. That's my girl right there. Nothing but mad love coming to you. Good to see you on this morning. Z-Lady C, come on in here, and happy Tuesday to you. Yes, I know you're lurking and working, but it's always a blessing anytime I look up and see your name. I see those blue letters, something down in my shando gets happy and excited. It's good to have you here this morning, and I see you got your coffee cup out. I see you got your coffee cup out, MCP812. I see you got your coffee cups out, the Rebel Inc. I see you got your coffee cups out, BTD Mom. Listen, I want to welcome everybody today. I told y'all, and everybody that's not chatting in my stream, but you're holding space and you're listening and working. I got you, Z-Lady C. I told y'all might be in for one this morning, because I woke up speaking in tongues. I had a dream. Yes, I did. Like Martin Luther King, I had a dream. It was a good dream. Y'all having nightmares and night frights. But listen, I had a dream and almost an open vision, and I'm feeling so good down in my shando this morning. I'm pretty near swinging from the rooftops and swinging from the chandeliers and the rafters. K2 Hoop, that's my beautiful sister right there. Listen, K2 Hoop, if you want to get some beautiful affirmations and a beautiful word, K2 Hoop, she puts it out along with Tommy's girl. Listen, she puts out some beautiful affirmations. Miss Frosty puts out some beautiful affirmations. The Rebel Inc., these ladies put out some beautiful affirmations in Instagram. If you're not following them, go out. They got some food for thought and some things to share, and it's just a blessing from on high. I love you, girl, K2 Hoop. Come on in here, and it's good to see you. Listen, K2 Hoop, we're doing something a little different because it's a different day. It's a different time. You please believe it. Now, listen, I told you today I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever jumps off today because I feel good down in my shondo. I really, really do. Now let's go ahead. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Because it's reported to me, y'all. It's reported to me. I see your coffee cup MCP812. I see your coffee cup Z Lady C. I see your coffee cup K2 Hoop. It's reported to me while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. Now listen, you know what? I'm gonna tell you, we got some things to some people. I see your coffee cup Michelle Brown. I see your coffee cup K2 Hoop. Come on in here. Y'all better do the thing because that's the way we're doing it up in here. Now, I'm going to start off. I said, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but I said, I was going to start off with the war. Chef Nobi, hey, Chef Nobi, come on in here. I see you. Michelle Brown, I see those coffee cups, and good morning to you, my beautiful soul. Come through. Again, Chef Nobi is a streamer also, you all. If you're not following Chef Nobi, quit your ways. Just quit them. She's going to bless your whole life. And I appreciate you for being in the... Lorraine Scruggs, good morning to you. Come on in here. Nothing but mad love joining us from Facebook. I see your coffee cup. Let's go. I tell you, it's the most beautiful people in here. I love every last one of you. I absolutely positively do. Now, I'm going to show you a clip that's actually from 2013. That's how old this is. And the reason why I emphasize that point right there is because I want us to be very, very clear that what we see going on over in the Middle East is nothing new. And at the end of the day, I posted, and I meant this thing with my shondo. I posted today how disappointed, I'm going to use the term disappointed, I am with the Christian community that has been pretty near mute during all of this debacle. Now, you know, am I saying that... how do I want to put it? Am I saying that there was not an injustice done to the Israelis, 50 to 60 or so souls that were taken hostage? Let me say this. And I'm going to say this from the Black community perspective. Okay. And maybe this will make a little more sense. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it'll make a little sense. Honey, breakfast is being served by Chef Nobi. Y'all better jump in there and get you some breakfast. But this is how it is. The Israelis have been practicing apartheid against the Palestinians for 50 plus years. 50 plus years. Now, what we had on Glenda M. Groves, there's my sister. I love me some you. Good morning to you. Come on in here. What we had on October the 7th, and I won't forget the date because it happened on my birthday. What we had happened on October 7th, we saw Hamas, not everybody, even though Hamas is in leadership and power. We saw Hamas take 50 to 60 hostages. Now, this is what's so interesting about it. If Israel really wanted to get the hostages back, they don't know where the hostages are. If you really wanted to get the hostages back, why would you bomb up everything? Why would you level everything? Why would you utterly destroy everything? Because those hostages that you claim is what started this whole skirmish. those hostages are what you claim and who you claim you want back. You probably done killed them. Your own selves. Y'all not with me, but that's okay. But this part, it would be the equivalent to, now this is 50 plus years of occupation where Israel has basically gone into Palestine and said, this is our land. We're going to take it over. We are Zionists, and that's the Zionist movement. That's a particular sect. It's almost like the Trumpsters and this sect of Christianity, so-called, that we got going on here in the United States. And everything is radicalized and everything is off the chains and over the top. Same. So at the end of the day, you had a retaliation. Now, this is what I want black folks to really understand. And this is why I'm really teetotally ticked off with the black church, especially. Y'all out here running around talking about the Bible said, pray for the peace of Jerusalem. And we are standing with Israel unequivocally. These individuals are committing war crimes. These people are committing ethnic genocide. These people are committing genocide. So at the end of the day, this is why I really can't understand, and I can't stand, that was right the first time. I can't stand nor understand the position of the black church that's silent. This is like the KKK that's been terrorizing and traumatizing, and all the other alt-right groups that have been terrorizing and committing genocide against black and brown bodies in this country. It's like y'all turn around talking about, I'm praying for the peace of the KKK. What? Yes, we stand with the KKK. Even though they've been oppressing, even though they've been killing and maiming and stealing from black and brown bodies ever since we can remember, we stand with them because the Bible told me to do it. Well, listen, I don't have a problem with you saying because the Bible told you to do it, but at the end of the day, I will say this. You need to pray for the oppressed. You need to pray for the victims. You need to pray for those that are suffering genocide. You need to pray for those that are also experiencing ethnic cleansing, because at the end of the day, the Bible is about justice for all. Now, if you tell me, and this is where I'm going to really challenge the black church, because when they turn and do it to us, even more so in these here United States of America, because please understand, there's a lot of forces that are trying to turn back the clock of time against black and brown bodies. When they turn back those clocks and turn back the time and the behavior that they do against brown and black bodies, I don't want to hear not one black church that sat still talking about you praying for the peace of Jerusalem, and God told you to do it, and you stand with Israel, including the denomination that I hail from, because I specifically went out to read what the bishop of the church, of the national church, had to say, and the statement was, we side with Israel. And at the end of the day, what is wrong with you? I just can't believe it.
No.
Either we're ignorant, we're uninformed, or we just like bondage. I don't know. Brainwashed, I don't know. I can't get no understanding. But for all of y'all that understand the analogy, and that's a real analogy. I'm not trying to make, it ain't apples and oranges. I'm talking apples and apples. I'm talking oranges and oranges. So at the end of the day, y'all keep on praying for the KKK here. Y'all keep on praying for the peace of the KKK here. This clip, Chef Nobi, you've been against this from the start. My mom even yelled at me, but I can't say I'm going to care about destruction of destroyers. That's the part that I don't understand. I do not stand with Israel, and I do not stand with what they are doing, because I don't care, as I had to say to one sister on Facebook, this is not of God. while you out here running around. This is genocide of any people, and ethnic cleansing of any people is not of God. And for you to sit by complicitly and agree with it, because the Bible said, I don't know what Bible y'all reading, I don't know what God y'all serving, but I don't want it. That's all I can say. Whatever God you serving and whatever Bible you're reading, I don't want it. And I mean that from the bottom of my shondo. Now, this is from 2013. And this is, I stress this point because it's a conversation going on with Bill Maher. And this in 2023, and again, the video is from 2013, which is why I pulled it in, because I want you to see how long the Palestinian people have been suffering. Jimmy Carter spoke against it. President Obama spoke against it. The only one that's speaking for it is Joe Biden. The presidents that I consider to be reputable presidents. Jimmy Carter wrote a whole entire book on it. President Obama came out and spoke against it. And y'all just eating up this stuff hook, line, and sinker. And I just look at y'all and say, y'all just really must be brainwashed. I can't get no understanding. This is 2013, and I'm playing this clip, and I'm not going to spend the whole morning on the war. I just want to continue to check. What kind of conscience do y'all have? What kind of conscience? Now, you're mad because they took hostages. They didn't kill them. And I'm not saying that is right, but that's like saying to the black community, y'all went out and took 20 hostages of the KKK, where you got 1,000, 1 million of them that been out here killing you and maiming you and taking your homes and taking your property and hanging you and lynching you and beating you and hanging you and leaving you for dead and then setting you on fire and cutting off body parts. You took 3 of their children hostage. Anyway, whatever. Here we go. Let this play, and I'm gonna get off my high horse. But I'm just so irritated with the Christian community. I don't know what to do.
Has generated more violence and militarism in the world over the last 5 or 6 decades, and say, look at those people over there. They are incredibly violent. We play a significant role in what has been happening in the Middle East because we've been interfering and dominating that region in order to have access to the.
I wasn't talking about violence. I was talking about theocracy. That doesn't happen here.
That doesn't happen here, but at the same time, Iran is invading lots of other countries and occupying them for a decade, nor are fundamentalist Muslim countries the way the United States is. So these things are interlinked because we are continuously interfering in that part of the world. And so to say
it's all our fault?
It's not all our fault, but when you send your military for 6 straight decades into other countries to bomb them, kill their children and women and innocent men, prop up dictators, you take responsibility for your actions and say, to the extent that region...
That religion goes back 1,000 years before our revolution, so I don't think we can take all the blame.
I don't think we should. I think we should take a lot of it. And there's lots of bodies and corpses that have been piled up in the name of Christianity and Judaism as well.
Not recently.
Have you heard of the occupation of the West Bank and Gaza for the last 50 years, motivated in part by extremist views of Judaism, or the wars in Europe, or the fact that there were generals in the United States saying we have to go and invade and destroy Iraq, a country of 26 million people, because our God is bigger? Lots of religions, not just Islam, produce violence. How can you be a citizen?
Now, he said what he said, and he'll add to it before he takes it back. And at the end of the day, I want to say, and this is from 2013. I want you to know this is how many years plus this has been going on against the Palestinians, and I want to applaud him. So come on in here. My lock journey. That's the lock whisperers in the room. Come through. Nothing but mad love to you. My lock journey is a streamer, you all. And if you're not watching my lock journey, and if you're not following her, quit doing her ways. She's gonna bless your whole life and give you some hair care for your locks that will bless your whole entire life. Nothing but mad love to you. Now, if you know that Jesus is a Palestine, if you knew that Jesus was a Palestinian, put a 1 in the chat. And I just want to say, if you knew that Jesus was a Palestinian, put a 1 in the chat. Not that he was a Jew, but that he was Palestinian, put a 1 in the chat. If you knew that Jesus was Palestinian, put a 1 in the chat. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. If you knew and recognized that Jesus, come on, Z Lady C, thank you for that. If you know and knew that Jesus was a Palestinian, put a 1 in the chat. Hello, 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 hello. Come on, Michelle, I see you. Now, and this is the thing, because this didn't just start. Y'all remember when Joseph had to take crickets, K2 Hoop, crickets. Joseph had to take Mary and Jesus to Egypt when Jesus was a baby because Herod, who was occupying Jerusalem, did an ethnic cleansing and was killing the babies. Does anybody recall that? If you remember that story in the Bible, put a 1 in the chat. Where Joseph had to take Mary and the baby and flee into Egypt because Herod, who was occupying Jerusalem, when the Roman Empire was occupying Jerusalem, they did an ethnic cleansing on the Palestinians then. Y'all, come on now. Come on. And this is nothing new. So at the end of the day, you've been watching live on TikTok about it. Both sides are debating. I've learned some interesting stuff. Listen, my life journey, I'm telling you, at the end of the day, I do not espouse to war in any way, shape, or form for anybody. I am not a person that believes in war. I believe that war is the rich and wealthy's game of monopoly, and they're using our lives as board pieces. That's what I believe. 9 times out of 10, whatever they tell you all, they're fighting for it. That ain't even what they're fighting for. They spin a narrative, get y'all all riled up, and get you in arms. War makes money. Bottom line, war makes money. War salvages economies that are failing. War pumps money into the economic system. Don't y'all play. Don't y'all listen. If you're not aware to that fact, you really have missed and misunderstood a lot of history. Because more times than the war equals money, Chef Nobi. Absolutely. So when you see all of these different things that are jumping off, please believe there's some money involved. There's some land involved. There's some resources involved. I don't care how much they want to try to say it's about God. Now, even when Bill Maher said this country does not operate in a theocracy, yes, it does. Now, even though we say separation of church and state, why do you all think they had the abortion ban? God doesn't like murder. Why do you think, and if you really stop and think about these really, really extreme right-wing folks, everything that they do, I don't know if God's name has been called as many times as it has in these last recent years by these really, really far right people. And they do all of this in the name of God, including the KKK. Listen, at the end of the day, all of this has been involving what people want to make a theocracy. And this is the thing that I say even about separation of church and state, because I heard even in a conversation with one of my friends, this is a Christian country. Now y'all gonna be mad at me. No, it's not. Listen, what did the Statue of Liberty say? Give me your tired. It's on the base of the Statue of Liberty. Please go read it. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to be free, the wretched tempest of your yearning soul for. Send these the homeless tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. There's a line that's foggy in my mind. It's been so many years since I've quoted that. But at the end of the day, give me your tired, your poor. On the Statue of Liberty is out there saying everybody from every walk of life is welcome. And at the end of the day, the very people that are doing all the we don't want anybody here, we don't want migrants, we don't want immigrants, at the end of the day, y'all came here on somebody's boat. You're an immigrant. So at the end of the day, I have to point out the hypocrisy of the United States. It's hypocrisy. It's straight hypocrisy. Not to mention while we talking about Mexico and the Mexicans coming across the border for all these racist folk. It was their country. California, one of the largest areas, one of the largest land masses, one of the wealthiest states, and one of the wealthiest pieces of land in this country. It was Mexico's. And then you got nerve to tell the people they can't come back to the country to the land that was theirs. You the one that rowed the boat. This is insanity. It's insanity. And at the end of the day, I just look and I listen. But listen, I gotta stop. Barbara Hardy, my these-a-day friend. I love me some you. Barbara is my hero. She's my shero. She, I tell you, has been a role model that I have looked at since I was very much, I started to say a child, but younger in years, let me put it like that. Barbara said something on, and bless you for that blessing you put on Facebook. I love me some you. I really, really do, Barbara. And she said something on Friday in the stream, and I didn't stop and really elaborate on it. But she was talking about These Are They, which is, listen, I promise you, the baddest singing ensemble walking the face of the earth. Those babies are bad. And listen, when I tell you I love music and I know music, when I say this choir can sing, this ensemble can sing, this ensemble can sing. She said something on Friday, that I didn't go back and elaborate in depth. But one of the things that I love about These Are They, even though many people were very heartless and hatefully in opposition. Now, they loved their singing, but they hated the idea that it was opening, welcome, and affirming. And they have always LGBTQ plus invited and welcomed them into the ranks of their group. That's one of the things that I loved about them. I've got family members that sings with These Are They. And even before it was popular, and it's really not popular now, but at the end of the day, it's a lot more open and vocal about how there is and has been such a mistreatment of LGBTQ plus community in our churches. I want to, let me just, even right there, I want to stop. And I want to just give this up for you, Barbara. While you put that beautiful post out there honoring me, I want to honor you this morning because listen, These Are They from day one. Y'all been the business. I honor you. And in spite of all of the people that were anti These Are They and anti allowing LGBTQ plus to be included, as everyone should be included, even when it was not popular, you guys stood your ground. For 50 plus years, you've been doing it, and I love you, and I love it. Chef Nobi, LGBTQ are the initials that represent the different facets of alternative. If you talk about homosexuality, you got lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans. So that's really what those initials are standing for, LGBTQ plus, because it represents the totality of that community. So no, it's not a religion. It's not a religion. I hope I answered your question. No, I was just saying that within the construct of religion, there has always been, and the thing that trips me out about that, especially in the Black community, there are so many within the Black community that are LGBTQ individuals, but for fear of being rejected, they will not come to the forefront because the church has historically been gay bashers, very negative, very hurtful, very harmful. And so you have that undercurrent, if I can, of LGBTQ that's very strong in the Black community. And as I said on Friday, because I'm not married, I get it from both sides. And some of the most feminine, prissy, married with children, you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, females who are lipstick lesbian and I guess I would say bisexual. And then sometimes you have the idea, is the marriage actually a marriage or is it a beard? I wasn't trying to go here, but since Chef Nobi asked the question, I'm going to answer it. What is a beard? A beard is that man that's actually in the LGBTQ community, but has a wife because they want to be accepted, or the wife vice versa. And at the end of the day, whether or not they're bisexual, or whether or not they're a beard, or whether or not they are non-binary, at the end of the day, please believe me when I tell you, some of the hardest people chasing my tail were LGBTQ plus women that were married with children and leaders of the church. So at the end of the day, and I can say the same for the men. So at the end of the day, I feel like I appreciate those that do not allow themselves to be put into a basket where they do not stand up for what they believe. And like I say, we can walk hand in hand without seeing eye to eye. Y'all don't have to agree with the LGBTQ plus lifestyle if that's what you choose. All I'm saying is do not oppress people. That's what I'm saying. Do not oppress people that you don't understand or people that you don't agree with. You can still walk hand in hand without seeing eye to eye. We ain't got nobody's church to put nobody out of. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Tall Pumps is pumping tall. Good morning to you, sis. That's my gorgeous sister from Chi-Town. Nothing but mad love to you. And I'm going to say this as a close to that particular comment. If knowing that I don't have a problem with accepting LGBTQ plus in the church community makes you not like me and you can't listen to me, oh well, so be it. But at the end of the day, I would say check your heart and stop trying to inspect mine. All right. Now, let me keep going. That's what I wanted to show, and that's what I wanted to share, and that on the war. I think I'm going to let that be all I'm going to say on that particular topic. Well, while I'm there, let me just go ahead and share this story because this is heart-wrenching without a doubt. Since I'm on LGBTQ plus, and the T is for transgender, Chef Nobi. The T is for transgender. So that just brings us right perfectly to this story. This 62-year-old mayor shot and killed himself in the head after he was exposed as being TTW, which was a thick transgender woman. Not only was he a mayor, he was also in ministry. Not only was he a mayor, he was also in ministry. So the way this story goes is that there was a local publication that found out, yes, this is like a day or so. DJ Rollum, come on in here. DJ Rollum is a streamer and my friend. If you're not following DJ Rollum, quit your ways. Just quit him, because I promise you, he'll bless your whole life. Yes, it's been a few days. It's been sitting in my queue for a minute because it actually happened. I want to say I saw it first. I want to say maybe around Friday after I had streamed in Sweet Home, Alabama. Dr. Dady Priest. Listen, the high priestess is here. If you're not following Dr. Dady Priest, where engagement matters, quit your ways. Just quit them, because I promise you, she will bless your whole entire life. Now, this is the point, especially in this country. This is the point that I feel is so unfortunate. So to your point, Chef Nobi, in asking the question and me elaborating and expounding on the LGBTQ plus community, it is so unfortunate that this man who was married and had children, this man, after being outed by a media outlet, and these are the facts as I understand and as it was told, when he was approached by the media, did not deny it. He did not deny it to them, but he did ask them and beg them, please, please, please do not publish this story. And you know how we are in 2023. Everybody wants to run and shoot the gun to be the first one to get out and put the news in the streets. So when he was outed in the media, and I don't know how it came about that the police were called to his home for a welfare check. I believe it was his home for a welfare check. When the police came, and now again, mind you, he's the mayor of the town and he's also local clergy. And he has a family, a wife and children that I'm assuming were unaware. So at the end of the day, when the police arrived to approach him, he took a gun and shot himself in the head and killed himself. And this is what I will say. It's sad. And you can say, well, he probably already had a mental illness. This is what I want us to understand. The stress and trauma that society puts on the LGBTQ plus community. This man was functioning. And this is where I want to challenge us. And y'all ain't ready for me. Y'all, come on, hold your weave, hold your wig. I told y'all I woke up speaking in tongues this morning, so ain't no telling what y'all gonna get today. Y'all better hold on to your weave and your wig, because I'm there. I'm so there. You don't know what people's lives are. Now, to the point of him being both a mayor, a clergy member, and having a wife and family that he was functioning very well in. When I tell you, and I'm not, please believe me, I don't have any reason to make up stories. When I tell you some of the ministers that you all love so well are LGBTQ plus. Got a wife, got children, got flourishing ministries, but they will never admit in public that they are. Matter of fact, Dr. Dady blew me out the water on Friday when we were on this topic, because she mentioned one certain person that will remain unnamed on my part, who at the end of the day, y'all love them, y'all shout to them, y'all jump up and down and get deliverance from them and everything else. And then the minute that you find out the truth that they are LGBTQ plus community members, y'all turn your backs on them, you denounce them, you talk about them like the devil to a dog with five tails. And that kind of outcasting and ostracizing is too much for some people to emotionally deal with. And they, as this brother here, they'd rather be dead than have to go through all of the things that society puts them through. That is so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. And I have to say, we as a society have to step back and say, if that's the way, that is so sad, Joanna G. That is so sad. This man has been functioning, running your government. This man has been functioning, running your church. This man has been functioning, heading his household with his wife and children. And at the end of the day, he was a cute girl, though. Come on here, Tall Pumps. He was a cute girl. So, and listen, I know personally individuals who, thank you for the follow. KK Michelle, thank you for liking the stream. I personally know individuals who, one in particular, he was younger than I am, and he came to me in tears because he had a secret life where he dressed and was a beautiful female. Beautiful. As a matter of fact, I know several. Beautiful female. As a matter of fact, I had one friend and he won several pageants. The baby was just gorgeous. That's all I can say. The baby was just gorgeous. But they lived this secret life not because they're ashamed. They live that secret life because they're afraid and they fear for their lives. They literally do. And I can remember the one young man that came to me talking and crying. He was very well known in ministry. His father was a minister and a pastor, and his mother was a missionary. And they did not know that by night he would go out as a woman, full regalia, and then come back home as himself. And he had to live that life in the home, and it was killing him. It was absolutely, positively killing him. And this is where I encourage us, before you pass judgment, because listen, a lot of y'all got somebody in your home, in your family or whatever, and unfortunately they cannot be honest with you because of the behaviors and the attitudes that they would get. And at the end of the day, I never will forget, and I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna move on, but this story right here really touched my heart, because unfortunately this happens far, far too often. I remember when I had a ministry choir named REACH. That was an acronym that stood for Restoring Everyone Administering Christ's Healing. And REACH, we did so many things, but one of the things that we did, we worked with a project called the Good Samaritan Project, which was for HIV and AIDS patients, where we went in and we provided respite care. We wasn't just singing in the choir, but when we had opportunity, we went into the homes. And listen, when I tell you, it's interesting in Kansas City, because I know a lot of people in ministry in Kansas City. I am well known in that area. And when I had some clients that I was servicing, they were clients that were HIV and or AIDS and dying, that had been partners to pastors, dominant pastors in Kansas City. And once they fell ill, even though they had been significant members in the ministry up until the point of them falling ill, once they fell ill, they were completely disassociated. And the one, we were blessed, myself and a couple of the choir members, we were blessed to serve him up until the time that he passed away. And when I tell you how broken he was, when I tell you how devastated, because when I tell you he was this pastor's right-hand man, he was this pastor's right-hand man of one of the biggest churches in Kansas City, one of the most powerful churches in Kansas City, still functioning today, still jam-packed today. But at the end of the day, this man was kicked to the curb and ostracized by all of the people when I truly believe he contracted the disease from the pastor. I said what I said, and I'll add to it if I take it back. So, this is something that's very near and dear to my heart, because this is the kind of stuff that we see pulled in the walls of the church. And I'm like, no, that just should never be. Who came in here? Shelly Thunder. Come on in here, girl. And so these are the types of issues that I do bring to the fore, because these are the topics that the church won't talk about, but it's real. This is real talk, and this is real stuff. And for everybody that you so sure, I know that ain't my pastor. I know that ain't my first lady. I know that ain't evangelist so-and-so and this and that and the other. You don't know what you know until you know. You understand what I'm saying? You don't know what you know till you know. Stacy 546. Listen, we're talking while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, and I'm speaking slumber and sleeping and slobbering over you, my sister. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Crystal Method, come on in the room. Nothing but mad love to you. Come through, come through, come through. So that's why I probably take a little more time and energy on these types of topics, because we've walked this journey with individuals that have been ostracized and cast out and put aside by the church. That, listen, can I say it like this? The church turned them out, and then the church turned them out. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? The church turned them out, but then the church turned them out. And there we have it. Prayers to his family, prayers to all of those that are attached and dealing with the tragedy and the loss of this man. And we probably need to have a conversation around the press and their ability to literally destroy people's lives with no accountability whatsoever. I don't know. There's something to be said about that, in my opinion, but I'm gonna keep it moving. Now, I want to come here. I'm going somewhere, because I told y'all I have this morning awakened speaking in tongues. That's no joke. I woke up, I was having a dream that turned into an open vision, and by the time I got finished, honey, I woke up, and when I woke up, honey, tongues was just flowing and flying everywhere, because I feel something. I want to share this because I'm moving us to a place where I am going to play this one. I am going to play this one. And I said I was done with Palestine, but I want to applaud this preacher right here. He is a pastor. I want to applaud him for standing up. And I'm not going to comment. I'm going to refrain and restrain myself. I'm not going to comment. I'm just going to play it and let y'all hear what he has to say. And please believe I am 100% in agreement with him. Here we go.
Our governor would spend millions and millions and millions of our tax dollars to go and try to save 50, 60 people from Israel, and at the same time not allow any Palestinian Americans to find refuge here. As a Christian, I follow Jesus, who is a Palestinian, who in my scriptures at the age of 2 had to flee because of the killing of innocent children. He fled to Egypt. He was a Palestinian refugee. For my Christian colleagues and anyone who professes to follow Jesus, please do not talk to me about making room for Jesus in your heart if you cannot make room at this time in this space for the Palestinian who needs our help and our safety. It is incumbent upon us all to be present with those who are marginalized and oppressed, and in this moment, in this time, we need to be present with our siblings who are experiencing this oppression to make sure that the ones that are here and our neighbors are safe, and the ones who need safety, that we advocate for them and make space. I'm appalled that our governor...
And I want to give it up. What he said, I agree with 100%. Chef Nobi, I just saw that. You want to have an educated discussion about this, but it never ends. Okay, let me know what it is, and we can do that. The way, the truth, the light gives all genuine love. No picking and choosing, Cassandra Woke 2022. No picking and choosing. And yes, I'm gonna try to refrain. I said I wasn't going to comment further, so I'm gonna try to keep my word and do that. Now, I'm in a mode right now, because listen, I want you all to recognize the world is changing. The world is changing. And so I as people, I'm going to say this. You get what you expect. For everybody that's talking about how evil the world is and how negative the world is, that's because that's what we keep speaking over the world. That's what we keep speaking over the world. Today, listen, my thought for today, and I'm going to get to it here in a second. It's a new sheriff in town. It's a new sheriff in town. That's what I really want to talk about in our time of empowerment, because things are changing. Now, even like what we see going on with this young man right here, believe it if you will, there is a different mindset that's going to start being manifested in the earth. But I want to talk about that in depth, because there's a new sheriff in town. And when I say that, I'm talking about us. I'm talking about us. Here we go.
This 13-year-old Jaquan Faulkner started a hot dog stand called Mr. Faulkner's Old Fashioned Hot Dogs outside his home in Minneapolis. He started his stand with the hopes of making enough money to buy school clothes. He sold hot dogs for $2 and chips and sodas for $1. But then someone came along who was apparently so miserable and angry with their own life that instead of showing support and helping this young man reach his goals, they went the other route and decided to be an awful person and reported him to the Minneapolis Health Department. Luckily, the people at the health department who received this complaint were not like the other person. And even though Jaquan's stand was in violation, they did not shut him down. Instead, they equipped him with thermometers, food containers, hand sanitizer, and utensil cleaning stations. They also offered guidance on proper food handling, and even covered the $87 cost for a short-term food permit. When word of all this began to spread, people started showing up to show their support, and his little business began to flourish. He began selling between 100 and 150 hot dogs a day. Jaquan said, "My auntie told me, nobody can stop you but you. If you say I can't do that, well then you just set yourself up for failure." This 13-year-old Jaquan...
I love it. Listen, listen, Chef Nobi, I don't believe the world is evil either. The teachings are ill-willed, and I'm going to touch on that. I'm going to touch on that in just a second. And even if you think about it, we preach more on sin, and it's funny to me how a lot of people, as the environment and people are understanding, you get what, there's a self-fulfilling prophecy that goes on in many instances. You get what you talk about. Whatever you talk about frequently, that's your frequency. That's exactly what frequency is. How often and how frequent something is coming. So whatever you talk about, that's your frequency. For people that talk about the devil, that's your frequency. For the people that talk about sin, that's your frequency. For the people that talk about wickedness, that's your frequency. And that's the frequency you're releasing into the earth. Then you got more people releasing those frequencies in the earth than you have people that begin to talk to positivity. Oh, but there's a new sheriff in town, Chef Nobi. Don't play with me. Hey, I feel something. I see you, BTD Mom. I see you, DJ Rollum. I see you, Stacy 546. Did that bring you out alert, DJ Varmar? Come on. DJ Varmar is a streamer, you all. And if you're not following DJ Varmar, quit your ways. Quit him. Because listen, he's going to bless your whole life. I'm glad that brought you out alert because it let me see you, my brother. I love me some you. And thank you for being in the Lion's Den. You heard once, we are always worshiping something. It can be positive or negative. Come on with that crystal method. I appreciate that insight. And absolutely, I've heard that as well. So this is where I want us, good morning, DJ Varmar. Nothing but mad love to you. I want us to think about what is it that your energy is always putting out? What is it your energy is always talking about? What is your energy always wrapped up, tied up, and tangled up in? So this part right here, I love that the community at least did have enough presence of mind not to shut this little boy down, but to contribute to paying for his licensing, to contribute to educating him on proper food handling. I think that's just beautiful. And that's the way we need to go. Listen, Stacy said just for a second I had the keys and was headed for the door because if they had shut that little baby down, I hear you, Stacy, but they didn't. And that energy is in the world. Now, listen, I'm getting ready to shift gears because let me see what time I am because I definitely don't want to miss. There's a clip that I really want to play of Miles Monroe. Many of you may not know or remember Miles Monroe. He and his wife were tragically killed in an airplane accident, as a matter of fact, as they were traveling. But Miles Monroe was a powerful speaker, a very educated and knowledgeable preacher, which are far and few between these days. And, you know, I hate to say that, but not only are the preachers today, many of them, not all, not only are they biblically illiterate, they're just illiterate. I said what I said, and I'll add to it if I take it back. Not only are they biblically illiterate, they're just illiterate. And it's hard. It's hard for me. But nonetheless, we got Carlton Pearson, who I believe, and y'all can say whatever you want to say, I believe Carlton Pearson is the greatest preacher of our time. I said what I said, and for everybody that has an issue with his teaching of inclusion, be mad at me if you want to. He is the greatest preacher and the greatest mind of our time. Thank you, Chef Nobi. Be safe out there and take care of that grandbaby. Give that grandbaby a whole bunch of love, hugs, and kisses from Spiritual Thought Leader. Do that, okay? But his mind, and this is why a lot of people cannot take the teachings of Carlton because they intellectually cannot keep up with the concepts that his mind has moved on to, and they're still stuck where they're stuck at. Nonetheless, I want us as Black people to understand, and this is for everybody, you know, but y'all know my position. I talk to the Black community because the Black community's house is on fire. And before I try to go put the fire out at everybody else's house, I'm going to put the fire out in my house first, which is the Black community. And I say to everyone else, Come get a fire extinguisher, come get a bucket of water, come get a fire hose. You can help us put the fire out, but I'm going to make sure the fire is not only out in the Black community, but that we have rebuilt our house. We are in the place of rebuilding right now, folks. We are in the place. Shelly Thunder, did I say good morning to you? I just looked up before I go on, because if I missed you, Shelly Thunder. Shelly Thunder's in the room, and good morning to you. Anita Harvey, thank you for liking the stream. Now hold on to your weave and hold on to, oh, I did, okay, because listen, you know, I don't want to miss my babies because I love me some you. You are precious to my soul. Now, this is an old clip of Muhammad Ali, and let me tell you what. People do not give Muhammad Ali credit for how sharp his mind was. You all talk about him being the greatest as far as a boxer. Muhammad Ali was actually one of the greatest Black voices speaking on civil rights and Black liberation in his time. This brother said some things that did not get the attention and does not garner the credit that it really is due. He may not have said it with the perfect of diction and perfectly grammatically correct, but this brother was dropping knowledge. This brother was saying something, as he did almost every time he got an opportunity to get in front of the camera. Almost every time he got a chance to get in front of the camera, he spoke volumes on behalf of Black people. I want to play this little clip before we get ready to go into the next segment, because I'm going to go ahead and segue over to our empowerment phase, because I have a clip that's about 10 to 12 minutes long of, again, a genius mind from Miles Monroe that I want to play on today, because it's apropos to where I believe we are in this hour and to our boss energy. So let's go. Here we go. Muhammad Ali.
I always ask my mother, I said, Mother, how come is everything white? I said, why is Jesus white with blonde hair and blue eyes? Why is the Lord's Supper all white men? Angels are white, Pope and Mary and even the angels. I said, Mother, when we die, do we go to heaven? She said, naturally we go to heaven. I said, well, what happened to all the Black angels when they took the pictures? And the angel food cake was the white cake, and the devil food cake was the chocolate cake. I said, Mom, why is everything white? I always wondered, you know, and the president lived in the White House. And Mary had a little lamb, his feet as white as snow, and Snow White. And everything was white. Santa Claus was white. And everything bad was black. The little ugly duckling was the black duck, and the black cat was the bad luck. And if I threaten you, I'm going to blackmail you. I said, Mama, why don't they call it white mail? They lied too. I was always curious. And then this is when I knew something was wrong.
Now, what he said, y'all, what he said, oh my God, oh my God. Now, to turn that on its ear, and I want, and I pray for us to really understand. Okay, I got Bill Winston in there too, but that's not the one I want to do right now. Bill Winston is basically taking the Black community and putting it at the forefront and say, we've got the Holocaust Museum, we've got this and that and the other, but we don't have anything that represents what Blacks have been through in our genocide, in our life, in our living. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to play that one because I've talked longer than I meant to talk. But nonetheless, I want to make sure and get all of this in. This is for Black people because so many times we do not know our Black history. Oh, DJ Rollum, he spoke the truth. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Now, this is where I want to start turning the tide today, because I want to say there's a new sheriff in town. I'm going to keep coming back to that and echoing that over and over and over again, because there's a new sheriff in town. Please believe it. As we get ready to come into what I want to talk about on today in empowerment, I want us to understand the history of us as black people that has been so downplayed for centuries. And I want you to see this, because so many times I feel like there's a need to build us back up. We can be built back up if we know the truth. The truth will make you free. If we know the truth will make you free. This video that I'm going to show is archaeologists who are having to come back and acknowledge that those pharaohs in the tombs were black people. Those different archaeological digs in various places that are going back to the most ancient of times, and the mysteries and the jaw-dropping scenarios of life and leadership and the world stage. Black people. These were black people. So let's go here. I want to show this, and then we're gonna go ahead and segue on into Myles Munroe, because I want us to understand we are so powerful. We've been the leaders, we've been the thoughts, we've been the brains, we've been the driver of the car, we've been the one behind the mechanisms and the machineries and the creation. Right. One reason. Egypt is in Africa. But everything has been done to try the best that they can. One reason, the Bishop of Twitch is here. Come on in here. If you're not following One Reason, the Bishop of Twitch, quit your ways. Quit your wicked ways, because, baby, One Reason is going to bless your whole life. I love me some you. You know I do. And you right on time, because, listen, nobody here today is here by accident. Because a new sheriff's in town. I'm getting ready to deputize y'all. You understand what I'm saying? A new sheriff is in town. I'm getting ready to deputize y'all today. Please believe it. And I want you to know that we were here from the beginning, and we'll be here in the ending. Let's let this beautiful footage roll, and let this bless you real good.
We all know archaeologists have been digging for mummies and unveiling mummies and doing research on them. It's been happening for years now. And, you know, what is surprising for us Africans to watch is the fact that the archaeologists, especially the Western archaeologists, the way they act shocked when they find out that the mummies are actually African descent. Like, you can tell from their features that they are truly black, and they're not this Greek or Caucasian that they like to claim. Let me show you this clip of an archaeologist finding out that this royalty that he's discovered is actually not white.
But the CT scan has one more surprise for Alejandro: Shemai's ethnicity.
Well, they have just told me that Shemai has Nubian features.
Now wait a minute. Did y'all catch Nubian feature? He is shocked, stunned, and amazed. They have just told me that he has Nubian features. That is his way of using, he's a black man. Listen, Nubian features, K2 Hoop. They have just told me he has Nubian features. I love it. Nubian features. Okay, I had to stop right there because that one took me out. That one, when I saw that, I got tickled. I watched, and the look on his face, you all may have missed it. I'm not gonna go back and replay it, but it's in my Discord for anybody that wants to go back and recapture the shock, stun, and amazement that he showed on it. They have just told me, because this is the thing. They've been retelling history and lying the whole time, and they've lied so much they've shocked them own selves.
Why you always lying?
They have lied so much they believe their own lies.
Why you always lying?
They have lied so much that when they prove the truth to be truth, they're shocked, stunned, and always?
Why you always lying?
And somebody still believes that Elizabeth Taylor was Cleopatra. Ooh, listen, folks. This and revisionist history on display. That's exactly what it is. Revisionist history on display. And now that you cannot deny it, now that you cannot hide it, they're taking books out of schools. They're not allowing you to see videos that are woke. They're not, because at the end of the day, they just keep proving over and over again, black folks did this. Listen, anyway, let me finish rolling this. Because, listen, but that Nubian features took me out. Nubian features took me out. Here we go, y'all.
Which means that the ruling family was probably Nubian, and that was unexpected.
Examining Shammai's anatomy closely, the thickness of his bones and the shape of his nasal cavity, the anthropologists think he was a black African.
Now, this is the thing. It all goes back to black. It all goes back to black, Dr. Dady. Now, this is what I want to say. Y'all think about it. Do you all remember how when the conquering, you had the Persians that were coming in, people coming in from Turkey, people coming in from Iraq, people coming in from Iran, people coming in from those surrounding areas and coming in and occupying Egypt and the African land there, because at the end of the day, Africa has to be the richest and most valuable land and continent on the planet. Nubian, black, African, come on, Shelly Thunder, all of it. That's it, that's all. Now, I want y'all to think about this. Now, like was said, everybody wants to have that Persian-looking Egyptian. They want to have that Iranian or Iraqi-looking Egyptian. Check this out. Why do you all think? Because this is the thing that began to really, really support that these were black folks. These pharaohs were black folks. The thickness and the density of the bone and the nasal features. Now, y'all know black folks in our noses, and some of y'all don't like your nose. You don't like the way it spreads across your face. You don't like the thickness of it. You don't like this. You don't like that. Your nose. Think about this. Why do you think when the Egyptians were conquered, I love my nose. Come on here, one reason. Why do you think? Now, I want you to just think about this. Why do you think when they would deface the conquered pharaoh, they would get rid of the nose? Huh? Now, I think everybody in here knows that. But if you don't know that, if that's news to you, when they would deface an Egyptian pharaoh, when they were conquered, they would go through and deface them by cutting off the nose. That's true. I'm not making that up. That's real. That's nothing that's been hidden. That's nothing that anybody tried to hide all of this time. But the thing that I'm trying to get us to understand, why do you think they chose the nose of all things to cut off? Why do you think they cut off the nose? Because the nose for black folks is very telling. The nose for people of Nubian descent, the nose for black folks is very telling, and so it is very understandable why you would have that particular body part always defaced when they would come in and conquer these Egyptian pharaohs, because that was one telling identity that these are black folks. Very distinctive, Shelly. Come on, Tall Pumps. I love my nose, my lips, my hips, my hair, all my blackness. Come on. Thank you, Lord, for making me black. This is the part that I want us to understand how we have experienced from every angle possible the attempt to erase the erasure of black greatness, the erasure of blackness and the power and the dignity and the royalty that we are and have always been. Have always been. And I'm not teaching this in a supremacist kind of way, because at the end of the day, all creation is created equally. All I'm doing is I'm coming back to identify the places where they've told us over and over and over and beat us down over and over and over and spit us on us and crushed us down in the dust over and over and over for centuries, all the way back to the pharaohs. They've tried to denounce blackness. So we, in some areas, need to rebuild our black pride, our black understanding, our black knowledge of who we are. Because if you don't know where you've come from, you don't know where you're going. Am I talking to anybody this morning? So I wanted to, let me show the rest of this and then we're going to get going.
Likely from neighboring Nubia. A huge revelation that challenges the prevailing image of the Egyptian ruling class.
We always thought the ancient Egyptian elites were Mediterranean type, and in this sense, Shema is representing the society of the frontier, in which different ethnic groups were mixed. At the end, it doesn't matter the color of your skin. Shema was Egyptian.
You saw the disappointment on his face, like when they told him the features of the face, you know, it's more like a black person and not a Caucasian person. He seemed shocked, like a royalty, a queen, a king, an African descent? How can that be? And I'm like, are you even studying your history? These are Africans, pure Africans. They're not Caucasian. That's what you like to tell the world, and that's you rewriting history. That's not actual truth. So sometimes it's nice to see them, you know, finding out the truth in front of our eyes so that they can't hide it. Now this is documented. He can't take it back. He can't lie to us. And it's really satisfying to see his devastation and realizing that no, these people that built the pyramids, these people that were an ancient civilization were black people. Not you. So just accept that, take that pill and relax and start telling the truth. If you're an actual historian, if you're an actual scientist, an archaeologist, you would want to get to the truth. You don't want to change it. You want to tell it as it is. So start doing your job right. That's what I have to say about that. Anyways, family, let us know down below what your thoughts are about this man's shock. I'm Mugen Zalalem. I'll see you on the next one.
That part right there, that part right there, that part right there. And for all of the greatness of the blackness that we are. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, I told you I'm here and I feel the need to deputize the people today. I'm on assignment today. That's what I really feel, is that I am definitely, positively on an assignment today. And I want to do what's assigned to my hands to do. Now, only want to tell it if it benefits them, Shelly Thunder. Miss me with that. And at the end of the day, like she said, if you are a real scientist and if you are a real historian, tell the truth and shame the devil. Stop with this foolishness. Now, listen, I told y'all, and I meant this thing all the way down in my shondo. I woke up this morning speaking in tongues, and I'm not playing. I'm not saying that to be funny. I was having a dream. I dreamed it almost all night long. I felt like I woke up pretty near having an open vision. And when my eyes opened this morning, I was speaking in tongues. And so at the end of the day, and that, you know, sometimes people, child, the way you talk and the way you teach, do you know God? Listen. I'm not worried about. We had a conversation on Friday. I want to say thank you to everybody that rode that ride on Friday. Somebody messaged me after it was over and said, "Listen, Pastor, that wasn't for the weak. That was for the strong." That stream wasn't for the weak. That stream was for the strong. And that's where I am, because listen, I'm in a place right now where I recognize there is a need for us to take back our land. I'm going to expound on it even more so after I play this video by Dr. Miles Monroe. But I want us to understand, that it's time for us to move at a whole different level. I'm going to say this. I'm talking about kingdom, and I'm waking up kingdom people. And I will preface this before you even see the video. Dr. Miles Monroe made a statement that is so true. The enemy to kingdom is religion. I'm going to say it again, and I want y'all to follow him. He's going to break it down. He does an excellent job. The enemy to kingdom is religion. One more time for the people in the back. The enemy to kingdom principles is religion, because religion tries to replace kingdom. Now, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to play this in its entirety. Please flow with me, and please listen. I may have to come back tomorrow to pick up the rest of the conversation, but this is so good. This is so good. I don't want y'all to miss it. Just flow with me, go with me. And here we go. Dr. Miles Monroe, the late Dr. Miles Monroe, breaking down the reality. Church is not kingdom. For all of y'all that been preaching and teaching that, church is not kingdom. Religion is the number one enemy to kingdom. And so let me go here and go ahead and let my brother flow. Let me get it queued up here. Come on now, don't tell me you're not gonna give me Diablo. I want at the end of the day, come on here, give it to me. It don't matter if it doesn't give it to me. I'm gonna come back and I'll have it queued up tomorrow. Why is it not wanting to play? Let me come out and come back. But at the end of the day, if I need to, we'll talk through it today and watch the video tomorrow. And I'm adamant that I want you all to see the video, because the video is very, very explanatory. He breaks it down scripturally for those that would be offended and feel like, no, can't be. Okay, it's not going to let me do that. So that's okay. I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk through it, and we'll watch the video tomorrow for whatever reason. As he shares, and it might be because I really don't have enough time, because what time it is? It's 8:39. The video is about 12 minutes long. I'm here to deputize us to understand the reason why I keep talking about boss energy, and the reason why boss energy is so significant. He talks about the reality that God did not, and I'm going to kind of talk through it, and you can come back and actually see the video with the scriptures on tomorrow. God did not tell, and y'all, I'm going to lose some folks right here. God did not tell man to worship. And I saw Crystal Method, I think it was, said something earlier that it's been said, we'll always find something to worship. Because religion does that. Religion tells you to worship something. Okay, just marinate on that for a second. Swallow it or chew on it, or at least if you can't even put it in your mouth, just smell it for a minute. Don't even put it in your mouth if you can't. God did not tell Adam to worship. This is a point that I keep coming back to with my Bible study. Come on, Rhonda Royals in the room. That's my friend. Come on in here, sis. You better come in here and talk. You better come. Listen, and Rhonda Royal, I said this to my nephew on yesterday. he's been going through, and listen, Accepted has been off the chains. He put some video clips together and he's working on it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I was already fired up. I told y'all I had a dream that turned into an open vision that had me woke up speaking in tongues. I said to him yesterday, Rhonda, I said the people of God, spiritual people, are becoming self-aware. Spiritual people are becoming self-aware, not church aware. That's what religion and denominations have done. They've made you church aware. They've made you aware of their doctrine. They've made you aware of their principles. They've made you aware of their concepts, ideology, their belief system, and then cram that down your throat and said, if you don't do it like this, you're not saved and you don't know God and you're going to hell. But spiritual people are becoming self-aware. Stay with me. Now, the edict, the mandate that God gave man was to have dominion over the earth. That's what God told man to do. Have dominion over the earth. So at the end of the day, Harunu 2001, I don't know how you pronounce your name. Welcome to the stream, but America was never great. Now, so at the end of the day, and the Aryan Brotherhood was not great either, but we welcome you. So at the end of the day, he said to have dominion over the earth. He didn't say anything about worship. Now, can I bring out this point? At the end of the day, Joanna G, you know, I'm not trouble, because let me tell you what. When I say we are here to deputize the people, because it's time for us to have dominion in the earth. And I'm going to talk about this from the standpoint of understanding why the earth is in the condition that it's in. You all know one of the scriptures that I always say.
Mochi, baby.
Oh, just Jen, come on, it's rain with the party at 6. Come on here. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a raid before I get started. Come on, Clueless Vicky, come on in here. Just Jess Entertainment, the Hater 77 Loomsy. Welcome to Raiders. Come on in here. Nothing but mad love to you and high new friends. Here we go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Mad love to you. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, here we go. At the end of the day, and my mods, at the end of the day, when we get into, I look at the reality when we see the first murder. The first murder was over religion. Cain killed Abel because one sacrifice was accepted over another. Now, at the end of the day, where in the scripture do you see where God told them to do that? I'm going to go back to what Crystal Method said earlier. We always, are finding and coming up with means of trying to worship something. So here we have, out of this worship and out of the creation of religion, y'all ain't ready for me. Out of the creation of religion, they started killing from the very beginning, because religion is always going to kill your brother and your sister. I said what I said. Now, at the end of the day, let's come back to what God told Adam, to have dominion over the earth and to subdue it. So look at this. When I identify why the gangs and why do drug cartels find themselves so successful? Because they claim dominion over territories. Y'all ain't got to buy what I'm selling, but I want y'all to hear me today. Why? I'm going to say it once more and again. Why are gangs And why are drug cartels so profitable and so dominant in their endeavors? Because they claim dominion over territories. I'm going to say it. Come on, one reason. I got somebody in here with me. I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. Why are drug cartels and gangs so successful in what they do? They go in the streets, the highways, the byways, and the hedges, and they let the people know this land is our dominion. So at the end of the day, they begin to operate in a spiritual principle that religious folk don't operate in. I said something right there. That because principles work. y'all, principles work. Your made up religion doesn't work, but principles work. I'm gonna say it again, and y'all gonna be mad at me. Your made up religion and doctrines and theologies don't work, but principles work. The principle of if you operate in dominion and authority and understand what Z-Lady C, come on and help me. Come on and help me. So if we understand that you have a principle, that's why I said my talk today, and we're going to come back and show, I want y'all to see the video tomorrow because he breaks that thing so well. He breaks it down. He tears those scriptures. He puts them out there, and he gets right down to the nitty gritty for all the religious folk, because it's not religion. Religion attempts to replace your dominion and your authority, and the religion actually begins to control and dominate you and not allow you to operate in the authority that you have. Listen, one of the first things they'll teach you, for sure, you shouldn't say nothing to an elder. Rebuke not an elder. Rebuke not this. Baby, they gonna tell you what powers you can and cannot have, and especially when they're the ones in the wrong. You can look at an elder committing all kind of wrongdoing, but you cannot rebuke an elder because the Bible said that's your religion. Am I talking to anybody in here? That's your religion. That's your religion. Trying to replace the dominion and authority that God has given me. Am I talking to anybody in here? Come on in here, truck driver. At the end of the day, you want to try to control me with your religion. You want to try to control me with your denominational beliefs. You want to try to control me with what you tell me the Lord said. This is why I said I have an issue with Christians that can look at genocide and say absolutely nothing, because you've been indoctrinated to believe it's wrong for me to stand up against somebody committing genocide because they're God's chosen people, when at the end of the day I hear cry loud, spare not, lift up your voice like a trumpet, show my people their transgressions, in the house of Jacob your sin. You can't be out here killing folks and little kids that are innocent and think you can get away with it and nobody say anything. Am I talking to anybody? Because we have succumbed and we have relinquished our authority and dominion. Now, I'm going to go back and I'm going to say it again. I want us to understand the streets know dominion and authority, but religious folks do not. Talk about it all the time. Talk about it left and right. Jabez, control is not love. You better talk to me, and good morning to you, baby. All in the name of God, when at the end of the day, all you have created is religion, but religion is the number one enemy to dominion. It's the number one enemy to kingdom. It's the number one enemy. And I'm going to go back and say it again. God did not tell, I'm telling you, Miles Monroe broke this thing down. I'm going to play it tomorrow. If you want to hear it in its entirety, I want you to be back tomorrow because I'm going to play the clip and we're going to keep talking because I'm here to deputize you. When I tell you I'm here to wake up lions, I'm not talking to bye, black sheep. Have you any wool? Yes, sir. Yes. I'm not talking to the sheep. I'm talking to lions. I'm here to deputize you and say, it's time for you to stand up and take your dominion and take your control. I look at Rhonda Royal, and this is one of the things he talks about. When she said to me, my friend was like, I feel like God wants me to go into politics. I said, do it, girl. She unseated a 20-year incumbent on her first run with no help, with no funding, with no backing, with no support. She did it on her own. I was with her at times when she was out there putting her signs, walking from door to door, place to place, because we need to be in every area of the world. We have stepped back and let the world run rampant and run away like a freight train because we don't understand it's up to us to have dominion in politics. It's up to us to have dominion in business. It's up to us to have dominion in all of these areas that we've turned over to everybody else, and we're the ones that are supposed to have dominion. Boss energy. Woo! Am I talking to anybody in here? Boss energy. And we keep stepping back and stepping away and getting out of all the places that we're supposed to be. We should be leading in corporations. We should be leading in banking. We should be leading in all these areas. Woo! Am I talking to anybody? Am I talking to anybody? So what I want us to understand, while y'all out here running around trying to worship all of these things, you worship your car, you worship your job, you worship the church. Some of y'all, listen, some of y'all, Jesus is just a symbol. Because at the end of the day, the way you treat people says to me, you don't know him. You don't know him. You don't know him. If you knew him, you couldn't act some of the things you're doing if you knew him. But he's the main topic of conversation in your text. Well, now sometimes the devil is. But anyway, it's supposed to be the main conversation in your text. But you'd rather get caught up in your ideas, your concepts, your principles, your denominational teachings, the way you do a thing. Oh, I'm so sick of it. Listen, and I am an interfaith minister. Nothing irritates me more than to push out the Spirit of God and the move of God to follow your traditions. The traditions of men that mean absolutely nothing. Come on, Maddie Pace. Maddie Pace is a streamer. I love you, man. Speak with purpose, act with passion, remain grateful, and seek inner peace. Come on in here, Maddie Pace. You better talk. Black Girl Gaming, come on in here, sis. Mad love to you as well. These are some streamers coming in, but I'm in flow right now. But I love y'all. If you're not following Maddie Pace and Black Girl Gaming, I want you to follow. Quit your wicked ways. Now listen, this is what I want you to understand. Take your dominion back. Take your authority back. Whatever you are called and engaged in doing, be the leader. Am I talking to anybody in here? Stand up and be the leader. It's our space. It's our place. It's our time. Come on, come on, come on. The authority. And can I say this? And for all the folks that are shocked, stunned, and amazed about this idea, as Miles says, and I'm gonna keep saying that because I'm gonna go back and play the video on tomorrow, but I couldn't get it queued up today. As Miles said, you only hear Jesus say church one time. Uh-oh. You only hear Jesus say church one time. And that one time he says it's in a private conversation. The one time you hear him say it, it's in a private conversation. You never hear him talk or preach church. Can I just let that marinate? Not one time do you hear Jesus say church in the public. He's having a private conversation with his disciples, asking them, who do you say that I am? What are your thoughts? You've been hanging with me this long. You've been with me this long. What do you think? What do you think I am? Who do you think I am? Is anybody listening to me this morning? At the end of the day, we have made such huge. Come on, let's make a tabernacle. The Mount of Transfiguration. Let's make 3 tabernacles. Because as Crystal Method said, we've replaced our spirituality with religion. First thing we want to jump up and do is make another church. Make another denomination. Build and erect another, because we want to worship something. Just want to worship something. Don't even Jesus said to the woman at the well, this man, he said, you know not what you worship. You at this well, but you don't even know what you worship. But the hour has come, and now is that they that worship me. You gonna worship me in spirit and truth if you gonna worship. But at the end of that, y'all worship what you don't even know what you worshiping. Another sect, Black Girl Gaming. Come on here, Rebel. Because y'all gonna worship something. Somebody's idea. Somebody. And at the end of the day, I keep telling you all, this journey that we're on right now is about personal relationship with God. It's about spirituality. It's about understanding what is my space and place. And if you're here today hearing my voice, you are one that God is saying, listen, I need you to go move away from this whole concept of you trying to worship, and you don't even know what you're worshiping. I need you to understand, I gave you dominion, and that's what I told you to do. I didn't tell you to worship. I told you to give me the space and the understanding and knowledge, and give dominion and oversight and directive and direction to this world so this world can be right. Am I talking to anybody? Am I talking to anybody? That's why we're in the state that we're in. And it's time for me to go. Yeah, I'm right at the close of my time, but please come back tomorrow, because I haven't even scratched the surface on this. But with my closing thought, I'm going to say once more and again, drug cartels, street gangs have understood what other so-called believers have not. It's about authority. And when you exercise, some of y'all know, some of y'all believers, saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, you know, in certain areas you ain't gonna go in if you know that they are running and controlling that area of town. Child, don't go over there because such and such and such. Child, don't go. I remember when I went to Chicago, and I'm getting ready to get out of here because my time is up. And I wanted to go see, at that time, I'm going to date myself. It's been a few years back. I wanted to go see Cabrini Greens. And somebody that lived in Chicago said, girl, you don't go over there. They'll know you out of place as soon as you show up, and ain't no telling what's going to happen to you. And I look at us and I say, and I drove my little lips, hips, and fingertips right on down there. Didn't nobody attack me. Didn't nobody do anything to me. I ain't scared. Now, y'all, some of y'all have that fear. That's okay. But people are just people. At the end of the day, yeah, drive your hips down there if you want to. Wake up dead. I have yet, that's just not a fear God has put in me. It's just not. I have yet to go anywhere. And I've been in some places and I've been in some spaces. I have yet to go anywhere where I'm afraid of the people killing me. My own people. But the point is this. The individuals that are fearful and don't want me to go down there are acknowledging the point. They have claimed dominion over that territory. You can't just roll and stroll your lips, hips, and fingertips up in there. And they have. But you know what I feel? When I go in those areas and then I go in those spaces, I got dominion and authority too. I grew up in that, and they don't listen. Come on, K2 Who. You respect them and they will respect you. Come on. Fear makes the trouble. Come on. At the end of the day, I got authority too. I have dominion too. And greater is the dominion and authority in me by the power of God and the power of the Holy Ghost than to be intimidated and fearful to come. And I'm not coming here to do harm. I'm coming. Can we reason together? Can we talk together? Can we laugh together? Can we have a good time together? I'm going to say this before I promise I'm going to get out of here. For everybody that has this religiosity on you, girl, you better recognize their authority. You better recognize their power. You better recognize this, that, and the other. Come on in here, DJ Onyx Hart. Your new name, I can't see it. I can't see it. DJ Aurora MD. Come on, MD. Come on, doctor. For all the people that are running and going the other direction, this is what I want us to understand. And this is my close. We'll come back and we'll deal with it more tomorrow. Jesus didn't have a problem with the sinners. Jesus had problems with the religious folks. And the sinners didn't kill Jesus. The religious folk did. Can I say that one more time? Jesus didn't have a problem with the sinners. He ate with them. He drank with them. He fellowshipped. He embraced. He loved on them. He was right there with them. So much so that the religious folk, and he calls himself a man of God. And look who he's fellowshipping with. Look who he's hanging around. Look, every time I turn around, he's over there in that hoe's house. He must be hoeing. He must be hoeing. And he's living with 12 men. He must be LGBTQ. And God ain't in it. Y'all, I'm telling you how church folk do. I'm telling you how church folk do. I got a PhD in Negroology. He must be over there hoeing. And he must be LGBTQ. Ain't nobody 33 years old and ain't nobody living in his house but a bunch of men. Ain't nothing but men's in there. It ain't nothing but men's. Every time I go around, it's all men's. I don't see no women. It's all men's. It's always men's. And they run around talking about, behold, the Lamb of God, take away the sin of the world. Y'all can go over there and be deceived if you want to. Y'all can go over there and listen to that man preach if you want to. He may be healing the sick and he may be raising the dead, but the devil's got power too. The devil's got power too. You know when Pharaoh's magicians, after Moses threw his rod down, and Pharaoh's magicians threw their rods down too, and it turned into snake just like Moses' rods. Baby, you deceived over there with that man, and all he does is hang out with sinners and publicans, hoes and prostitutes and wine bibbers. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling, but I'm preaching right now. Jesus never had a problem with the sinners, and the sinners didn't have a problem with Jesus. Jesus was killed by the religious folk, and they're the only ones that had an issue with him and his ministry. Y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? At the end of the day, he was not deceived by their religion. He said, "Your whited sepulchres full of dead men's bones. Your hearts are wicked and deceitful desperately wicked. At the end of the day, he called them whited sepulchres. He called them for filth that they were in their religiosity. And he walked in his dominion. He walked in his power. He walked in his authority. Because that's what we're created to do. Now with that, I'm going to go ahead. I'm not done, but I'm going to quit because I'm 6 minutes over. I'm going to queue up the teaching on tomorrow. For those that can stand it, please come back. Some of y'all, I done rocked your whole world, your weave, your wig, and everything. Because I'm teaching something that religion is against. I'm teaching something that denominationalism cannot embrace. I'm teaching kingdom and not church. I want you to hear me again. I'm teaching kingdom and not church. One more time for the people in the back. I'm teaching you kingdom and not church. And they are different. With that, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. And I love the church because the one comment that Jesus ever made about the church, on this rock, I'm going to build my church and the gates of hell ain't going to be able to tear it down. But it ain't the church that y'all created. That I am the Christ, the Son of the living God. And when you know the anointed one, when you know the King, and when you walk in your dominion and you walk in your authority, the gates of hell cannot prevail against it. And that's the assurance I want you all to have. We're going to start right there. This is an intro. Can I call this the intro? I want you to go through this day realizing I have dominion, power, and authority. That's what God told me to do. He didn't tell me to do all this other stuff. He didn't say I had to jump through all these hoops and leap over all these walls. He told me to have dominion over the earth, subdue it, and take care of it. And that's what I'm going to do. If I'm in government, I'm going to take care of government. If I'm in whatever sector, if I'm an educator, I'm going to take care of the education system. I need you all to ignite and activate your authority, whatever segment you're in. And some of you have visions and dreams right now of where you are to go, because where you are right now is just a segue to where you're going. I need you to activate that power. I need you to activate that understanding. And yes, spiritual people are becoming self-aware. As Rhonda came in and said, his wife was self-aware. Spiritual people are self-aware. Come on and hear me. Ads the Great, so much mad love to you. Come on in here. Ads the Great is a streamer, y'all. If you're not following Ads the Great, quit your wicked ways. Spiritual people are self-aware. We know who we are. We know our frequency. We know our energy. But the greatest thing is that we know our God. I'm going to say it again. We know our frequency. We know our energy. And the greatest thing is that we know our God. One more time for the people in the back. We know our frequency. And it's a high frequency. While some folks are on AM, some folks are on FM, we're on satellite Sirius. We all the way out there in outer space, beaming back. Woo! Can I say that once more again? Some folks are on AM, some folks are on FM. We all the way out there in Sirius satellite, and we beaming back. Hey! Can I say it one more time for the people in the back? Some folk are on AM frequency. Some folk are on FM frequency. But we all the way on Sirius satellite, and we beaming back down to the earth. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. We know our frequency. We know our energy. And the main thing, we do know our God. For the people that do know their God shall be strong and do exploits. Dominion, power, authority, not worship. way always. This has been another edition of Yes You OQ. Listen, I am the spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman. Come back tomorrow and get part 2 because you'll have a clearer understanding. I want you to have clarity. Somebody, oh, she teaching against worship. Listen, I want you to understand when you come in the presence of God and you really know God, honey, there is a reverence and an interaction that takes place there, but it's not the worship that y'all teaching. It's not the worship that y'all talking about, and it's not the worship that y'all done conjured up. Yes, I said conjured because some of it. Anyway, I want you to just come on back tomorrow and I will have Dr. Miles Monroe, and I want you to hear the video teaching in its entirety because he does take the time to break it down for you. He does take the time to give you the scriptures. He does take the time to explain it line upon line, precept upon precept, so you can understand the concept. I've just given you an overview and a highlight, and I've just touched on it. This is the preview of the coming attraction. But baby, this is not it. There's more rain in the clouds. Now listen, I want to appreciate everybody that came in on today because I love y'all. I absolutely positively do. And at the end of the day, y'all know how we do it up in here. I appreciate you for being in the Lion's Den. For everybody that came in and came through. For the raid. Thank you for the raid. And for all the raiders that came through, I want to say thank you. To all of the followers that followed today, I appreciate you. To my moderators, Michelle Brownell, Shelly Thunder, The Rebel Inc. Listen, those are my girls and they take good care of us. To everybody that supported the stream just by being here, I want to say thank you. And thank you for coming in and listening. Now come back tomorrow, especially if you're confused about what I'm teaching and what I'm talking about. This was just skimming the surface. We're going to go deeper tomorrow before you tune me out and turn me off and say she's demonic and of the devil. Come back and hear the teaching in its entirety because it is completely biblically sound. I promise you. Now, at the end of the day, I want you to come on, and that's my sis Regina Sims that's giving us this beautiful music on today. I appreciate you. I want y'all to go out there and get her material because it's going to bless you real good. I thank you for the David Ryan charity. Listen, I want to say thank you to my corporate sponsor, where the motto is love on purpose. And I also want to say, come on and ride this raid train. We're going over to DJ Q, the mixologist. Come go with us. We will do you good. Now listen, we getting ready to get out of here, but this is the spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, reminding you that you have a date with destiny. Go to bed with your vision, sleep with your dreams, and wake up with your baby called promise. Leave up out of here, y'all, in dominion, authority, and power. We're taking this land back. There's a new sheriff in town, Carolyn White Green. Come on in here, sis. Mad love to you. There's a new sheriff in town. There's a new sheriff on the face of this planet, and we're taking back what belongs to us and to God. Please believe it. All creation is groaning, waiting for us to become self-aware. Come on in here, and that is the awareness of God. And the people that do know their God shall be strong and do exploits. Have an amazing day on purpose. Do what you love what you do. Peace for your journey.